Hey everybody, and welcome back. So, today I want to do another episode in the Aoe4 Playbook series. And this episode is going to be purely focused on microing Knight Archer versus Spear Horseman. So, we're going to take the perspective of Knight Archer in this case. Now, this is a feudal game, but obviously this applies to Castle Age, maybe even Imp Age. The only situation, obviously, is that you have to be up against Spear Horsemen. So, the most likely example is going to be feudal, but obviously castle as well, to an extent. Therefore, it might not have a basis across all civilizations, but I would say most. And that's what we're going with. Alright, now, the first thing I want to talk about when microing Knight Ultra is how to, or when to engage. Now, for the most part, obviously, you just want to engage when you have a larger army value than your opponent, but there's a few things with Knight Ultra in particular that you should be aware of. And that the first thing is upgrades and the amount of archers you have. It's imperative that you have at least 9 archers before you even take an engagement. And if he has Iron Undermesh, you need 10. Or you need Steeled Arrow. Alright? So... Again, I recommend getting Steeled Arrow very fast with Knight Archer in Castle Age, in Feudal Age. And generally in Feudal Age, I do that after 1 production building, sometimes 2. But you get the general idea of timing. So pretty fast. Now you can actually see here that he will get Iron Undermesh in a second, so... again, this kind of composition should be prioritizing that very fast as well. So if you're not prioritizing your steered arrow, you're going to be at a disadvantage. Alright, so again, when you want to fight when you have 9 archers and upgrades ideally. In this case, we don't have that, so we decide to back off. Now, it might look like we can take the fight, but it's a little bit deceiving. Spear Horseman is generally better until you can kind of get that healthy Ultra Mass. Until you start one-shotting all of his Spearmen, it's really, really messy, and you can't actually kill these Horsemen before he kills your Ultras. And if he kills all your Ultras, you have nothing to kill the Spearmen, so that's not a good trade for you. Generally, how Knight Archer goes is... he targets your archers with his horsemen, and you target his spearmen with your archers. Now, the goal of playing Knight Archer is to kill all of his spearmen and have your knights remaining. And the idea is obvious, but obviously, if you kill all of his spearmen and you only have knights remaining, doesn't matter if he has horsemen, doesn't matter if he has men-at-arms, right? Whatever. As long as he doesn't have spearmen, he will not kill your knights. And that's the goal. Now, I actually am super aggressive in this game in particular because I know that his horsemen are up here. But generally, you should be a lot more cautious. I just want to clarify that this game... this situation is not the... not something you guys want to follow exactly. I thought it would be better to show you guys a game that I played, just, instead of like a custom, just so you guys get a better example of how you should be tackling this in I want to say, a real example, not a fake example. Alright, so this is kind of the second portion of the video I want to be focusing on, and this is going to be how do you engage a Knight Archer comp into a Spear Horseman comp? Now, when you in micro, and especially in Age of Empires 4, there's a lot of small details that might seem tiny, but these small things, especially if you do all of them, is really how you get big advantages in your army value, in your destroyed value, and generally overall in the game. So, yeah, you should try to be utilizing everything here. And if, I mean, the thing is none of these things are too complex. So yeah, I just don't want you guys to get the idea that like this is not extremely complex things, but there's small details that do add up. All right, so the first thing is you can kind of choose where you want to take the fight as Knight Ultra, and the reason that is because you have the ranged advantage. And again, what I mean by that is you can poke his army and then immediately run away, right? And that's free damage that you get by just poking his army and then running away immediately. And if you do that for long enough, right? At some point, your opponent's going to get pissed off, or he's going to start to, lose a significant amount of units, right? That he will actually need to take the fight. So, yeah, again, the number one thing you have to remember as Knight Ultra, and this is the number one thing for sure, is that you can kind of choose when to fight. Don't feel pressured to take the fight, because that's what this composition wants. They want to take the fight. Now, again, you want to poke, run. And you can see it here. Poke, run. And poke, I mean target the spearman and run, obviously, right? You don't want to target the horseman generally. I'm body blocking his horseman with my knights. I take a little bit damage from the spearman, but it's okay. I pull them back to the horseman, and even if you take a little bit of damage, it's okay because you're really forcing the horseman back, and again, you don't want his horsemen on your archers because you need a sufficient amount of archers to continue one-shotting the spearman, right? When you kill all of his spearmen, that's when you can take the fight. That's when you can just A-move into his army and just wipe it out. But until then, you always need to be kiting. Now, I'm not a perfect micro player myself. I think I misspoke there, but you get the point. I should be running, fighting, running, shooting a spearman, and now body blocking with my knights. Right? The horseman in front, body block with knights, force him back, and try to one-shot the spearman at the same time, right? Like, these are the things you should be trying to do. So now the spearmen are coming, I need to retreat. I should be kiting with my archers still, trying to kite the spearmen. This is a misclick, obviously, but I should be kiting backwards. Kiting backwards. And now you can see, normally you should always be kiting, right? But now you can see that I have a significant amount more units than him. This is the moment that you want to be taking the fight. This is the moment that you want to say, oh, wait, I can actually just kill all of these spearmen. He has to take the fight because the spearmen can't run away from my knights, right? The speed isn't fast enough. And a good moment to kind of realize that you can take the fight and win is, do you have more knights than your opponent has spearmen? If you have more knights than your opponent has spearmen, then that's a good signal that you can kind of just A-move and take the fight. And that's kind of what I do here. I kite a little bit still, but I'm very, very aggressive. In the sense that I'm not kiting as much. I'm trying to kind of chase down his spearman here. Again, kite until you feel really confident, and then you can kind of be more aggressive with your archers here. So small, subtle things, but they really, really make a difference. And I'm going to show you guys some more tips here, and this is going to be in relation to pathing and body blocking. But this is kind of like the second most important thing when it comes to microing, especially with this composition. Is number one is kiting, number two is body blocking. And you can see here I've kind of got such a good amount of destroyed value, right? I have taken such great fights that he's kind of fed up. He's like, okay, I can't take it anymore, I have to take a fight. If I don't take a fight now, I'm dead. And so yeah, so with that, he's running his horsemen in, and here is how you utilize pathing to your advantage. Again, body block with your knights. Your archers should run behind your knights. His spearmen are in the front, and his horsemen are at the side. You can abuse this very easily. And this is what a lot of people try to do, because they try to get surrounds on your units, right? Just trying to get a surround on my archers. But again, I'm body blocking with the knights. I'm hiding behind the knights with my spearmen, with my ultras. And because the spearmen are coming forward like this, I can actually run in front with my ultras here, and I can bring my knights to the back. So you can really, really heavily abuse the fact that he's trying to get us around, and that all of his spearmen are in the front. You can see my knights are nowhere near the front, so his spearmen are doing essentially nothing. Okay, his horsemen are getting a few kills on the archers, but this horseman's attacking a knight, this horseman's attacking a knight, you know, this horseman's attacking a scout. He's not really getting any... He's not getting efficient damage, whereas pretty much all my units are doing pretty much what they should supposed to be doing, right? You can see in the destroy value that this is a good fight for me. He ends up killing pretty much all of my ultras, but as I mentioned earlier, he has nothing to kill the knights. The knights kill everything. I win, right? I win the fight, and that's kind of what you want as the knight ultra composition. So yeah, again, I don't want to make these videos too long, but I hope you guys really kind of understood the real cool aspects of microing Knight Ultra in particular. Hiding, abusing your ranged advantage, controlling where the fight goes, right? You could even go to a stealth force, whatever, but you have the choice of where you want to take a fight with this composition. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is abusing pathing, abusing the fact that maybe his spearman in the front, his horseman on the side. Rotate your units to obviously, you know, take better fights. And that's with pathing, that's with body blocking. It's both of those are very, very important to taking really good fights. And you can see it here. My knights are protected by the archers. Doesn't really make sense, but it does because I'm keeping them away from the spearmen, right? And that's really it, guys. There's not too much to be said here. It's the subtle, it's the small things that you want to be taking advantage of. And that's how you win. That is genuinely how you win some games, especially these knight composition games, is by just having that nice, subtle micro. Alright guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you on the next one as well. Take care, everybody.